All right, today I'm gonna take you through my complete arm training routine. I reserve 1 day a week to do biceps and triceps together. I train them also during the week, but I split them up with back and bis and then shoulders and tris. But on Saturdays, I do arms together. And I like to go back and forth from one biceps exercise to one triceps exercise and rotate, and you get a really good pump in your arms. So if you want to pump up your arms, come with me if you want to lift. All right, so my first exercise, this gets a good general warm-up for the biceps. We're going to do 3 working sets of these. 1 warm-up, 3 working sets, and we'll move on to the next triceps exercise. Get the contraction. Okay, that was a warm-up set, but you notice there's a spot at the front part and the back part where the tension removes. You want to stay away from those and just try to keep in the section where there's continuous tension. So I'm going to do 3 working sets of this now. Let's try for 8 to 10. I don't want to do too many reps for biceps. Biceps are small muscles, they can overtrain. So I'm trying to build some size. So I'm going to stick with 8 to 10 on biceps. If you pick a weight that you're trying to go for 8 to 10 reps and it looks like you're going to far exceed that, then slow down the reps, make it harder, and then go ahead and get your 10 reps and just go heavier on the next set. Okay, my last working set of this, and watch how I stay within that small range of motion to keep continuous tension. That's okay if you don't quite kill it on the first exercise because you got 2 more exercises to go. So it's a good warm-up, get some pump going, and now it's time for the first triceps movement. I always begin my triceps routine with a rope push down for general warm-up. Sometimes I do 13 if 12 is easy, but that was my warm-up, so I'm gonna do 3 more working sets now. That was the first working set. I'm going to do 2 more, increasing the weight each time. And just like biceps, it's not crucial that you kill yourself on the first exercise. If you underestimate, that's fine because you got 2 more exercises. And as you get closer to the end, that's when you really want to go to extreme failure. So it's still a warm-up exercise, but I'm going to do 2 more working sets and we'll move on to the next biceps. All right, biceps exercise number 2. This is the mass builder, the meat and potatoes. And one of the things I like to do on my arms, I always vary. Every week I'm doing something different. So I never do the same workout twice, but I do the same sets, reps, and everything the same. But this time I'm gonna do cambered bar curls. You could do straight bar, you could do dumbbell. There's so many things you could do. I'm nursing a golfer's elbow. So I have this device, I have a video on it, but just trying to get it healed. So I'm still not able to go too heavy, but you know what, heavy enough to stimulate the muscle. So we're gonna go right into 3 working sets. Pyramid up in weight. First set, relatively easy. The lighter the weight, the better the form. You can cheat when you go heavier. All right, I'm gonna jump up in weight. I did 12, but I'm gonna try to stick with 10. All right, I did 12 again. As I said, I go in a little bit light because of the golfer's elbow, so it feels okay, but still 12 reps was good. We got one more of these, and we're gonna move on to the next triceps movement. All right, on to triceps exercise number 2. I was thinking of doing the Smith machine close grip press, but it's all taken, so I'm gonna do some sort of a pressing French press type movement. I could do skull crushers. I could do, what I'm gonna do is the dumbbell overhead extensions or French press. And I use the high angle bench, and notice how I use my knee to prop the weight up and then get the weight up overhead. So we're gonna do 3 working sets of this. The first one is a little bit lighter, just to warm up this exercise, because it is a totally different movement, but I'm gonna do this overhead movement now. 3 working sets. I did 13 sets, 13 reps. It was pretty light, but get a really good stretch at the bottom. You really want to stretch the lower part here. But you know, it works the long head of the triceps, it works the whole triceps. It's a good mass building movement. All right, working set number 2. I went to 50, now I'm doing 60. All right, I did 12 again. I could go heavier and do 10 on the next one. All right, my last biceps exercise. I gotta really kill it on this. 3 good working sets. I'm gonna work the brachialis and a little bit of here. You could do reverse curls, you could do hammer curls, and I'm gonna do some hammer curls, alternate dumbbell hammer curls. 3 good sets. And the lighter weight you can go across like this, or just go like, so you have to swing them if you're going heavy. Okay, I didn't even count on those, but I'm going to go heavier and count on the next 2. All right, set number 2 is going to be with the 50s. I'll do set number 3 with 55s, 10 reps, and we'll kind of do it for biceps. I do biceps twice a week anyway, so if I really started feeling like I didn't get a good pump, I will do maybe one final set of maybe barbell curl 21s where you do 7, and then 7, and then 7. If you need a pump at the end of your workout of biceps, that'll do it. But I'm just gonna do my 1 more set, or 2 more sets of hammer curls. I'll show you the second one. I won't bore you with the third one, and then we're gonna go to our final triceps movement. So let's go. There's 10. I'm going to show you my third set on my hammer curls. Using the 55s. They're not going to be pretty, but I want to show you a side view. You can see the brachialis muscle working pretty good. I'm going to do 8 to 10. See how I feel. Alright, got 10. Right, triceps exercise number 3. And this will end our arm workout. Did 3 exercises, 3 working sets per exercise. Only 9 sets. But you're right, I gotta really hit it hard here. This is my last chance at triceps. So I'm gonna do overhead rope extension. Gotta really get a good pump and contraction on this one. Alright, I'm not even going to count that. That was too easy. But you've got to spread out the rope at the top and really give it good contraction. So you're going to hit the wall on these triceps at the end. And when you do, you're going good, and all of a sudden, boom. So I'm going to count that as a warm-up. So I'm going to do 3 working sets now. Alright, going to be my 3rd working set here. And here, it's similar to the dumbbell bench press, except you're coming straight out and you get a good chance to contract. And then when you come back in, you want a really good stretch here. And when you press out, you want to get a good contraction there. I don't need this right now because I'm done with biceps, but all right, here we go. did 12 on that, went all out. That was sufficient. And that ends my arm workout. That's my complete arm workout. 3 exercises for biceps, 3 exercises for triceps. Alternate between biceps and triceps. This way it keeps one muscle group and keeps your whole body from getting exhausted before you hit the next one, so you can give equal attention to both. Basically 9 to 10 working sets for each body part. You get your pump and you move on. So that is your arm workout that I do on Saturdays. Right, so I would like to tell you I do HIIT twice a week in the form of these cycle classes. And so now I go do a 45-minute cycle class.
Please let me know.
These are the cycle classes. So I'm gonna be doing a 45-minute cycle class. That's how you get lean.